So Perk, Chiney, no Luka, no LeBron. It's a good thing he's him in Lakerland. Austin Reaves had himself a night. We're going to head to Minnesota where the Lakers were visiting the Timberwolves. No Anthony Edwards in this one either. Perk, it's been quite the week for Austin Reaves. He came in, he had 41 points, he had 51 points, but last night he had a little help from Jake LaRavia.
Absolutely, but look at this pass right here. Doesn't that remind you of Luka, Braun, AD, Braun, that full-court awareness? That's what you call greatness.
And Austin loving it as well. Next possession here, the Lakers in transition. Reaves, this connection again, Perk.
I know, look at the spacing, the sprinting of the floor, the driving kick. Nice little move right there off the one leg, little Dirk action.
So let's go to fourth quarter now. The Lakers lead 102-89. Austin Reaves drives, connects again with LaRavia. Drains the three. Jake LaRavia finished with a game, 27 points, 10 of 11 shooting. Anthony Edwards and a fan could not believe it. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, Chiney.
I know. Well, they know him now.
Yeah, if you don't know now, you know.
The scouting report, but that backcourt was cooking. Austin Reaves, he was facilitator, but also, you watch right here, the T-Wolves started sniping back.
Yeah, they started to really close this game, and Anthony Edwards loving it. The Lakers, have you met a closeout? Come on, fam. What are we doing
A lot of people
here?
were nervous at this point. They were getting the looks that they needed to. The Lakers defense, a little sus down the stretch. But then, you know what that calls for later on? A little bit of a hero.
And
Right.
Julius Randle was cooking all night, what you call big boy.
He was asking for iso balls. He wanted the ball. He wanted the matchup. He wanted the smoke.
Underrated bag.
So what do the Lakers need? I need a hero. Austin Reaves. Guy you want with the ball in his hands, drives.
Splits the screen and roll.
Tough
Nice
little
little
floater.
feathery touch.
And look at the
Off the wrong
celebration,
foot, too.
Yeah.
This is a Lakers team that's happy for each other's success. That's a good sign.
We love to see it. Lakers win 106-105. Reaves had 28 points. Here he was after the game. But before that, he joined some elite company. He hit a buzzer beater in a game where he racked up 25 points and 15 assists. Magic Johnson was the first player ever in NBA history to do it against the Suns in 1989. And nearly 20 years later, LeBron pulled off the hat trick. He capped off a 37 and 15 and 10 night with a game winner over Jimmy Butler at the buzzer. And then there was Austin Reaves. That's it. That is the list. Chiney, how was it that Reaves was able to get this done down the stretch? We got to take one more look at this shot here. So impressive.
I feel like anytime we have a game winner, a buzzer beater in the NBA, we got to do something. So I'm asking you guys to tell me, like, what should we do? Should, like, jump? Something crazy, because it was wild. With 1:45 left in the third, the Lakers were up by 20. And then after a huge T-Wolves run, they were down by 1 with 10 seconds left. Then Austin I'm him Reaves with his first buzzer beater. Let's break it down. So they knew what they wanted, the Lakers. They wanted a switch. That's why Rudy Gobert is ringed right here. He does a good job going up against Jaden McDaniels, who's also a great defender, but their switch is coming. So Austin is going to bait it. Good screen by DeAndre Ayton. Now, when you have a big out there, you split the screen. It doesn't matter that he's a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, but watch Dante DiVincenzo right here. He thinks he's going to go all the way to the rim. He goes for the charge. Last minute hits the floater. It was a beautiful shot by Austin Reaves, understanding the game. What this showed me was his basketball IQ. And y'all, Austin Reaves, he's having a generational start. He is the second NBA player in NBA history to average 40 points and 10 assists on 50, 40, 90 shooting. The only other person that got that type of numbers, that type of production, they made a nickname for him. Dame Time, Damian Lillard. Great start for AR.
Okay, so the nickname is, the bank is then open. People need one for AR, right? They may have seen this buzzer beater go down after midnight on the East Coast, but that didn't keep social media, the praise from pouring in. Some people may be surprised with what they're seeing from Austin Reaves, but you know who's
my
not?
tweet made it up here.
Well, we had to blur out LeBron's. It's the only reason it's not up there. All right.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
All right,
Let's take a listen to Austin Reaves. He's not surprised.
I was with my mom's best friend. I was probably like 7, and I didn't even really play basketball yet. And she asked me what I wanted to do when I was older, and I said I wanted to play in the NBA. And I had played basketball in the yard and stuff. And she was like, because I played a lot of baseball, and she was like, "Oh, you mean the MLB?" And I was like, "Nah, I want to play in the NBA." And I don't know why I said it, because I didn't love the game at that point, but it was meant to be. And yeah, I mean, it's obviously fun when the tie, but you know, as low as you get, sometimes the struggle's fun too. You have to figure out how to get through it. You got to be a problem solver on the go. It's not easy. It's been a fun week.
Over the last 3 games, as we say hello to our senior writer, Brian Windhorst, Austin Reaves, we've seen the scorer, we've seen Austin Reaves, the facilitator, we've seen Austin Reaves, the finisher. Perk, what's the most impressive part?
Everything. Underrated defender. We know he can put the ball in the bucket. We respect his handle and his being able to create for others and himself. But I saw greatness last night. I saw greatness. And y'all didn't heard me over the last 4 or 5 years. What I always say about superstars, star players. When you're able to get yours and make others around you better. That's what we saw last night. Austin Reaves, the ultimate floor general, last night making guys around him better. LaRavia, career night. Rui Hachimura cooking. DeAndre Ayton catching in his sweet spot with that feathery little 15-footer. Damn it, that's what I saw last night was greatness.
Well, I think the question becomes, Lakers fans are watching this, they're getting excited, and they think, all right, well, we're going to get Luka back, hopefully, as soon as next week. We're going to get LeBron back at some point in November. So, Brian, the void for him to fill these roles, it won't necessarily be there for long. How can Reaves sort of build off of this stretch when those two come back?
Well, they need to realize that they can run sections of the game through Austin Reaves, and that's what they're going to, I'm sure JJ Redick is going to do. The thing about this game that was so impressive to me, the entire Timberwolves game plan was set up against him. They put Jaden McDaniels, their 6'8", or their 6'10" defensive ace, on him. That's the kind of treatment the other team's best player gets. And Reaves was getting trapped in this game. They were really trying to force him, and guess what? He didn't have a great shooting game. He was 9 of 24. McDaniels did a good job in this game, but he generated 24 assist opportunities. He went from being the guy who was going to score 40 or 50. They didn't want to let him do it, so he created for his teammates. Guys, that is what a superstar does. He takes what's given to him and he dominates whatever is given to him. That's how Luka plays. That's how LeBron plays. And this message that Austin is sending is that's how I can play too.
Brian, the most magical unlock of this game, this masterpiece by Austin Reaves, even though it wasn't perfect, was the fact that he unlocked DeAndre Ayton's game. To me, that's the most sustainable thing for Lakers' success. It's not just LeBron, Luka, and Reaves. They need a big that can be productive, and we saw that in the short roll. DeAndre Ayton, 8 for 11, 17, and I think 10. Those are the types of plays that you need from your big. He was not timid. He was playing with force. He has some stomp in him, a little bit of stomp. That's what Perk's been wanting. So if DeAndre Ayton is able to be this confident, I mean, at points he was ducking in over Rudy Gobert, knocking down that hook shot. He had a beautiful touch in the mid-range. That's the DeAndre Ayton that will make the Lakers so much better, and you have to credit Austin Reaves for making his teammates better.
And again, look at those pocket passes. So it wasn't DeAndre, keep rolling, I need you at the rim.
Short
no,
roll.
I've been watching film, and I saw with CP3, you like it in the short roll. So, again, greatness to Austin Reaves.
And I don't know if Austin Reaves is a 25-point-per-game scorer when those two come back, but I do know since Luka debuted, Austin Reaves, Luka, LeBron all have averaged 20 and 5, right? That is what the Lakers need, along with DeAndre Ayton, for them to be able to keep pace in this very crowded Western Conference. Since I just drove here like a mad woman from the ESPN W Summit, I figured we'd continue taking a little trip, go coast to coast. We'll check in on the Eastern Conference, though. We'll start in Chicago with the undefeated, yes, you heard that right, Chicago Bulls. Matas Buzelis, a season-high 27 in a win over the Kings. 4-0 on the season, one of four remaining unbeaten teams. I can't speak today, Chiney, so tell me what's happening in Chicago.
Well, what's interesting is that 86% of the time you make the playoffs if you start 4-0, so signs are looking good in Chicago. They have a pretty well-balanced roster with Giddey at the point guard, Vooch at the center. I do like what they're building. It was a soft rebuild, but it looks like it's working with a wide-open Eastern Conference.
Chiney's stat of the day. Next up, the Hawks. They got a win in Brooklyn. The Atlanta bench, they actually outscored the starters in this one, mainly because Trae Young left in the first quarter with a right knee sprain. So, Perk, how much trouble are they in if he misses any time here?
Well, I mean, they just got to find a way. To me, I looked at their schedule. They could win like 2 out of their next 3 games. And again, I'm going to rely on the guy, Jalen Johnson. I think he's going to have to put this team on his back and show them what he's capable of doing. He had 23 points last night.
Quinn Snyder did say the most important thing is it's not his ACL, which is good news. All right, finally, Jaylen Brown put the Cavaliers in a blender and pressed puree. This buzzer beater was part of his 85th career 30-point game, 6th most in Celtics history. Mr. Windhorst, rocky start. How are we feeling about Boston, though?
Quintessential Jaylen Brown game, doing it at both ends. His jumper was on in this game, hit 7 out of 8 uncontested shots. But defensively, he was also great. The Cavs just 4 of 10 when he was the primary defender, and they had no answer for him at the offensive end. He scored on 5 different Cavs defenders. When Jaylen Brown plays like this, Celtics still dangerous.
Yeah, we were unsure of Donovan Mitchell's status going into this one, but he did play. Their offense, though, hasn't been the same in the early going. They're just 17th offensively after leading the league on that side of the ball last year. But Perk, I hear you spy something on this Cavaliers squad.
I'm Kendrick Perkins, better known as Big Perk, and nothing gets past me. Freeze! Just when you thought it did get past me, there I am. I spy a problem. I spy it all. Carry the hell on. You damn right I spy something. I spy a bunch of cupcakes, creamy in the middle, sweet. That's what I spy when I think about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Don't come giving me they were embarrassed, they had a horrible offseason, and you come out and you play with a not a lack of sense of urgency. On top of that, no effort. And it starts with your people in the middle, including Evan Mobley, okay? And we're looking at this play. We know he's skilled, but to take the next jump, I need to see more effort. The Celtics, one of the worst rebounding teams in the league this season, out-rebounded them. And then we look at this effort right here. Okay, you don't get the long rebound. Now look at this closeout. You are 7 foot, 6'11". Jaylen Brown 6'6". This is a I hope you miss, not a make you miss contest. If the Cavs are serious about trying to get to the promised land, damn it, you gotta have the effort, you gotta have the heart, and you cannot be soft and friendly. Period.
All right, well, maybe with different adjectives today, but if we're going to drill down into it, why are the Cavaliers struggling so much out the gate?
I don't want to overreact. Okay. No DG, Darius Garland, right? So that affects them. But I don't want to overreact because they're 3-2. But I do have an expectation for them to be more competitive. And I know that Donovan Mitchell last year took the step towards leadership, and he's going to go out there and try to will them to be competitive the way he's knocking down threes. But other than that, I just see a lack of force, particularly on the defensive end. This is a team that obviously paced the NBA last year, I think, with overall wins. Yep. They were very intentional about the opportunity each game presents. This was a Celtics squad that was kind of just vibing. This was a Joe Mazzulla quintessential type of game. Everyone shoot threes, and then all of a sudden when there's smoke, there's fire. They gave confidence to their opponents by not dictating. And to me, that's not the standard. When you understand this year, they have a chance to win it all. This is a team that is fully capable when healthy. So the Cleveland Cavaliers, I just noticed the lack of toughness defensively, where that should be their bread and butter.
Go ahead, Wendy.
Yeah, so Perk, you mentioned it about their rebounding. They've been out-rebounded for the first 5 games so far. And, last year, not only did they have the #1 offense in the league, but they had the #2 offense in the history of the league based on efficiency. They also were #2 in three-point percentage, and now they're down to 14th. So you take out 3 starters. They're missing Darius Garland, Max Strus, and Sam Merrill right now. And now all of a sudden, when the rebounding isn't as good, it starts to show up. Their margin for error as a team is just much smaller than what they're used to. So those things like Evan Mobley's closeouts and getting to loose balls, they could get away with C+ efforts on that at times last year. Right now, with their health situation, they can't get away with it, and that's the lesson they've learned of this first 2 weeks.
The legend, 2 things. The legend, DB, did an outstanding job on the call. She mentioned Kenny Atkinson then had to get on them twice at halftime about their effort. Unacceptable. The second part of things is, quick story. My high school coach, when I was playing in high school, he used to always tell me, hey, look, first 3 minutes, I need you to shoot an elbow at the opposing big that you're playing against, right? And if he don't hit you back, you got him. But if he hits you back, you in for a fight. All I'm saying is, at what point are somebody on the Cavs going to be the instigators and not the retaliators? At some point, you got to check the temperature, and it can't come from your guards.
Yeah.
It can't come from your guards. It got to come from your bigs.
I'm with Chiney. We're only 4 or 5 games into the season, so we're not going to overreact to this. But the Cavaliers.
That's my job.
Fine, then we'll leave it to that side of the table.